up, world? Waxvillain, Seattle, Washington. You already know what it is. Welcome to 2GENTs and a Turntable. We got a special one today. Fireside chat. Jackie Mendez, Adrian, Carmine. Stay tuned. We're coming up.
And like any other love, they fail.
What's up, mama?
So deep.
I see you, Renee. Hey, Manny. Appreciate you, my man.
Time passed them by.
Jackie Mendez in the building.
Seem to fade away. So here I am to tell you about this story.
Waiting for Mr. Adrian Carmine to join.
Talking about the cold days and the rainy nights. This burning
Modern Soul in the house. Appreciate you.
The day you walked away and left tears in my eyes. Why'd you have to? I'm begging, please, someday. Leave me right here.
Hello. How are you?
Hey.
Appreciate you taking time to join.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Congratulations on the release.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Yeah, super hyped for it. We should see Adrian shortly.
Yes. Where are you at, Adrian? Hurry up. No. He's still getting ready. No, I'm kidding.
And even to us guys, you know?
Yeah, hey. More power to him. He wants to look good on camera.
See the escapers in the house. Appreciate you.
Hey, what's up, guys? Oh, I think he just got in.
Adrian.
There he is.
I'll go ahead and request.
Thank you. Sorry,
Yep.
I'm just reading the comments.
All good. I have trouble doing it sometimes. I'm multitasking.
Oh, wow.
Here he is.
There he is. I told you he was still getting ready. Look at him. Come on, man.
Good morning.
I'm
Hello?
looking all casual here.
I appreciate it.
I'm wearing an orange tie for the release.
Aw,
I'm
love
still
it.
celebrating.
Aw, cute.
So,
Hi, guys.
real quick.
Hi.
Quick introduction for everybody that's viewing right now. I just want to welcome you all to 2GENTs and a Turntable special edition. There's only one gent today. Jeff Benjamin is sitting on the sideline, unable to be here. But I'm so excited for this. This is a very special thing for me. I have been following these folks for a while. Big fan of Jackie's music, especially everything that's come out this year on Noriega. And I have been saying Adrian Carmine's name since January. I mentioned this during the unboxing, but I just think it's such a powerful thing to be scrolling sometimes. And I don't normally have the sound on when I'm on Instagram, but that is what got me connected to Adrian and his sound. And I heard a 20-second snippet, and I was an instant fan. I think that you are a major player on the scene, and I'm really excited to bring you on as a guest. And I know that lots of folks know about you, especially out in sunny California. But for those that don't, I wanted to bring you on this platform to kind of tell your story as a musician and let folks know what I've been so excited about all this time, because I've been following, paying attention to, you know, who's on labels and everything like that. But the real star of the show today for me, folks, lovely and talented Miss Jackie Mendez. I've done my research. I'm always a student when it comes to this. And what I found fascinating about Jackie was just that music has always been a part of her life since she was a young child. And the way that she grew up and experienced different genres and built her confidence to kind of develop that stage presence that we all see. And on top of an amazing voice is something to, you know, a story to be told. And so I'm excited to have you. I think you've been on a
Thanks. I'm excited to be here.
Everything with Noriega, and then of course, you know, connecting with SOLA. I talked about this during the unboxing, and I said, I think this is the best version of Jackie we've heard. And I'll get into the questions in a little bit, but what I just want to explain to everyone, and I know that you all saw the you know, minute-by-minute agenda that I always send. The idea of the Fireside Chat is to not replicate existing interviews. I don't want to bring folks on here and ask the same questions. They've been asked 100 times. My whole thing is identifying these connection points so that as us friends who love the soul scene and love these musicians, we're able to kind of establish a new connection point through engagement by really taking time to ask thoughtful questions that will allow you to really understand these musicians, the steps they make time-wise, because I just think a mock-up and a name of a musician is not enough. As fans and people that love the scene and the music and the history, we want to know more. And so that's the whole purpose of Two Gents and a Turntable Fireside Chat. So without further ado, I'm going to break out my iPad because that's where I've got all my questions.
Hey.
So we've got like 7 or 8 questions, I think. I keep these short and really potent, trying to get to the point to give viewers what they want. After we get through the core questions, we've got what we call RPMs, and this is a way to drive deeper engagement, to allow us to know you as a person, right? And maybe your music likes, maybe your favorite food, as opposed to being a musician, which we all know why we're here. So first off, Jackie, tell me how you got connected with SOLA, and tell us about the concept for the 45, because I feel like this has an LP feel in a sense, because I feel the connection between side A, and I'm going to say side B, even though I called it a double A-sider. Just
Nice.
kind of about that.
So basically how it all started, it was around last year during like a whole lockdown, and you know, for us musicians, it was a really weird time, no shows, nothing. So to my surprise, I actually got a message from Ray from SOLA first, and I got connected with him through actually Tony from the Illusions. And he's amazing, plays keyboard and vocals for them, and then he also we have like Mad History plays for me live too, and you know, we've written together. So yeah, he basically told Ray about me because they were trying to put something together, excuse me. And yeah, that's how I got connected, and Ray just reached out to me, and he heard like a little small clip of our rehearsal track of Backburner, which is the A-side on the 45, and asked if it's been pressed, and I told him no, and from there it just happened. As far as like the concept, I'm very into like, you know, just the style, vintage style, like from, you know, things from the past. So I definitely incorporate a lot of that style and art on my album work and just my style alone. So, and my friend Chris Bourbon, he's amazing. He plays drums for me. He's also in a band called The Capsules, ska reggae from Bakersfield. He helped me do the artwork, and he's been doing a lot of my designs lately. So he's amazing, and pretty much he just knocked it out. He pretty much sent me what he did, and I literally did not want to change anything. And he just knows what I want. It's so weird. Like, he gets it. And it just happened. He sent me the artwork, and boom, there it was. I was really happy with it. And that was it. It was pretty easy, actually. It wasn't hard at all to put together. So I owe him a lot of the credit for how it looks.
Very cool. And, you know, kind of researching everything, I said, I think Jackie brought her band with her for this track. And I wonder if, you know, how does that factor into your comfort and time in the recording studio? Because like I said, this just really sounded like a different version of Jackie. And I'm hoping that you might be able to shed a little bit of light on the band and how they, you know, made this happen as well.
Yeah, of course. So basically, I always pretty much have a live band when I perform. I think because it's kind of like my roots from where I started. I've always been in bands. So the idea of just having a backing band and having a band to, you know, create with just is like what I prefer. It just feels like how I would want to do the process as far as making the music and hearing the instruments and, you know, each part. So I was lucky enough to bring my band in the studio and help create, you know, what we do live. I just wanted to bring that in the recording as much as possible. And like, I couldn't have done it without them. So they're pretty much the band that I've been playing with. Members are Wally, Jeff, Zach on guitar, Wally on guitar, Jeff on bass, Chris, the one that designed my album, played the drums on it. And then Tony also recorded it with me as well. Wow. From the Illusions. Yeah.
That's really cool, because like I said, I could just hear it. There was something special about this. And it's always great when you're in the studio with people that you know you, and kind of that
Yeah,
sound.
and we kind of just, you know, I showed them the song, and then me and Tony went over the song together. And then once I felt like, okay, I'm going to show the band, I just showed, you know, what I do is I write acoustic from time to time, and I show the band, and they kind of just throw in their flavor. I mean, they're like better at their instruments than I am, so they definitely add that special touch to it. So I had them, and we recorded it live. Like, I sang it with them and everything. So that's what's pretty awesome about the recording, that I never done that before.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was pretty cool to be able to take it, you know, to do it that way and to actually pull it off. So I think that's why it has that like feel to it, because it's literally a live recording.
That's killer. Killer.
Yeah.
Now, I know that on previous efforts, previous recordings, they've been covers, at least with Noriega. But this time you actually wrote side A. And so I'm wondering if you might be able to share a little bit about that, the inspiration behind it. The crazy thing for me was when I was watching the Universal Groove videos, if you wait till the very end, you know, you're playing that song acoustic. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I know that
New song.
Yeah. Yeah, I just decided to do that, I think, because, you know, I just wanted to put something out there. So I'm like, hey, let me just post it on Instagram and show people what I'm doing. And I was pretty impressed, or I guess shocked, that so many people just received it so well, like in that way, just acoustic. So it kind of motivated me to want to record the song one day. And yeah, that's pretty much how I go about it. I just, you know, was lucky enough for them to contact me and actually like a song that I wrote. So, I mean, honestly, it's pretty cool to be able to put it out there, and then also have like the other side as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when I'm thinking about side A, side B, and everything like that, it's an all around very kind of inclusive thing where you get the vibe on both songs. I was wondering, man, was this like a broken heart at one point in life, and now it, you know, recorded? Because it's a very intentional song, and I think, kind of like you've pointed out in other interviews, it's something that guys and girls can feel.
Oh yeah.
Backburn listening, I'm like, man, I've sat in this seat before, you know, just kind of, you know, putting the words to a vision. So that's really awesome.
Thanks.
Adrian, what is it like,
Adrian.
Jackie? Tell us about that kind of time in the studio.
Sorry, you're breaking out.
Oh,
one more time.
Yeah, tell us what it's like to work with Jackie.
Jackie is a dreamboat, a dream to work with. She is a powerhouse. She knows what she's doing. She's very decisive. If she wants to do another take, she was going to get another take. We were at Sound Factory, and I witnessed it firsthand. She sang the song like, what, no more than 4 times, I think. 4 takes for Girls Have Feelings. And that was the day we first met, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was blown away. You know, she is it.
Aw, thank you.
I love that. Can you tell me a little bit about you know, the angle that you try to play as a producer when you are kind of re-envisioning some of these as I guess, you know, I think Ray and Mandy said this is rare soul modern sound. So how do you take their vision and incorporate that, you know, kind of into the producer chair you're doing this?
Well, first and foremost, I wanted it to remain, like, I wanted the authenticity there. I wanted it you know, as real as I could make it, meaning no software instruments. Everything was done for real, by real instruments. And I just, given the fact of the tools that we're given to work with, I mean, is always going to have something modern to give, right? So yeah. I was more focused on how can I make it as authentic as possible. For example, like 1 mic on the drum set, you know, not miking every single drum set, getting a room sound, tracking everything, you know, with a real amplifiers, and as best as I could. So I do feel that, you know, we were able to capture that authenticity while keeping it modern.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'd agree. Now, I need to give you a little bit more shine. Can you tell everybody, in addition to the production, the different hats that you're wearing? Because I know backup vocals, you play instruments. Tell folks what you bring to the table when it comes to recording.
Everything.
Okay, on the spot. Wow. I mean, I'm gonna give you the as much as I can. You know, everything I could give. Um, Sure, I hate talking about myself. I love this question. Um, what I can give is I want to get, you know, the best performance out of you possible. I want to encourage, because not everyone's like Jack. You know, some people they need a little bit more. So I want to make them comfortable. I don't want to be this, you know, like I don't want to have this dictatorship, you know, sort of like attitude. I want to, because I'm also a musician. I know what it's like to be on the other side. So I want to give you, you know, the best experience possible to get the best sound out of what you're trying to create.
Very cool. No, I appreciate that. And I think it's, you know, something to be said about giving that room, not being a dictator, but really trying to make things comfortable and find out what their vision is and to bring them to there, almost kind of like a guide in a sense. So that's awesome.
Yes.
Jackie, I got to come back around because, again, as I was doing my research, I know that No Doubt had a pretty big impact on your life growing up.
Oh,
You were
yeah.
into, you know, punk rock. Then you've done a lot with ska as well. How do those influences you have, you know, kind of growing up and even still to this day factor into, you know, the production that you put out with Sola? How do those influences stay intact as you're evolving?
I think I just kind of was able to get a little bit of everything that I was inspired by and still do till this day. I think definitely in my early years when I was listening to like bands like No Doubt and just all the, you know, punk music I kind of grew up listening to, and just everything that was, I mean, I'm still into it, but at that time it was just like the first stuff that like I was really digging through. And I really do give a lot of credit to that, like kind of, I'm going to do what I want kind of attitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to just be as real as possible with my music and just write things that I love to write and put out what I truly feel, you know, that I want to put out. So I definitely incorporate that attitude to just my work in general. And I think definitely like, you know, going back to like ska and like rock steady reggae, I feel it kind of goes hand in hand with soul. I mean, there's so much soul in that music, and I mean, in a lot of genres, but definitely, you know, I think that that's why I got into that style, because when I discovered the early like 60s Jamaican reggae, ska, it just goes hand in hand. I mean, a lot of their songs were covers, like soul covers turned reggae. So I think, you know, that really inspired me to want to do that style because it's what I'm into and what I got into, but also, you know, I love soul music, so it's nice to be able to go in that route too. So I definitely feel, you know, I get a little bit of everything and just kind of make it my own and hope for the best, I guess.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. So, you know, I kind of talked about, or many times I'm talking about this really being the tip of the iceberg, and it's about kind of the names on the back. So my next question's for Adrian, but I just want to call out some names real quick. You know, Gabe Rowland played a hand in this. You know, Felipe from All Welcome Records. We've got, you know, backup singers from the Altons and Sinceres, as well as Jackie's band and Tony Teclado playing a part on this. Adrian, tell me what it's like with Gabe Rowland. He's a clear front runner for my MVP of the soul scene. And I just want to know what it's like in the studio to work with Gabe and the other folks you've had a hand at, you know, collaborating with, because this kind of intel is information that as fans, it's not available to read online or anything like that. So I think we'd really appreciate some insight if you could just elaborate, you know, what is it like with Gabe? You know, he's constantly touching, you know, almost every soul record that comes out. He's raising the bar. What are you learning from him, and what is it like as you're working to complete a recording?
No, Gabe is killing it for sure. He's man, where do I start? He's got the ear, you know. The proof is in the recordings. Everything you listen that has his name on it. We tracked Jackie's vocal, and you know, I was just sitting there watching just the way he goes about everything, because everybody's got their own, you know, unique their way of operating everything on the technical side. So I was just, I was like a kid in a candy store. I'm not gonna lie. It was an amazing thing to watch, and just knowing everything he's done at that point when when we were there. And yeah, I mean, he's hilarious. He's a funny guy. His comments are priceless. Uh, if he likes your take, he's gonna tell you that was Chi-Chi, perfect. Uh, so I really, yeah, it was dope to just watch. Honestly, like I want to do it again. I want to tell him, if you need help, like just to be in there again and see him operate. It's great.
Very, very cool. So let's fast forward. The vinyl gets pressed. What goes through your mind when you're, unpacking the box and you see a 45 with your music on it? Tell us what that feels like. We know that you're also fans of music as well, but what is it like as a musician when you unbox your record for the first time and you're holding it in your hand, you're seeing the color, you're flashing back to, the memories of recording? Just tell us a little bit about that.
I think you definitely like right there, just you get those like little man, like all this stuff, time you put into it and then to finally have the product. It's a really good feeling. And I think it was really exciting for me because it's actually my first 45 that I've ever put out. I have like a LP and, streaming and CDs and stuff, but this was the first 45. So especially just having, Sola is like so awesome as far as like they kind of let me have creative freedom, which I really, really appreciate that as an artist because I'm big on that. Like I like having my touch, not just on the song, but just the all around look of it, what I'm wearing. Like I put kind of like thought into like all that stuff. Like I have a vision and seeing it come to life is definitely amazing. And seeing it the way you imagined it, but not, if not better, is such a good feeling. It's really exciting. I mean, that's pretty much like the word. I just felt really excited and accomplished, that something I wrote in my room is now on a 45. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
You just never know what's going to come out of things that you write. I mean, we write all the time. Sometimes you're just like, I'm going to put this right over here. I don't know yet. But then when you have that song that you kind of believe in and you finally get to record it and see a physical copy, it's a really good feeling.
Awesome.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Adrian, what about for you?
Same. It's like, especially about, creating these things in your like personal space, and in the headspace that you're at. Like when you're writing these songs, when you're writing these words, and then, people reaching out and telling you how much it's affected them and like how they can relate to it. It's very it's just satisfying, It makes you really happy, and it's what keeps you going. It's almost like let's see what I can do now. What more can I give, to continue this, to continue to make people happy and just relate to the human experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know one thing you kind of hinted on, Jackie, was that you had like almost full creative direction in terms of color and the variant. That was something that Ray and Manuel mentioned, and that's not something I'm used to hearing from musicians. Usually they're like, oh, I didn't say anything about color and someone else handled that. But, a real, very much a 50s and 60s vibe when I saw the color.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the label. Is that kind of what you were going for, that direction?
Yeah, definitely. I think as far as the colors, I mean, I love the orange. Obviously, I wore a bright ass orange coat. I think when I envisioned like the pictures, it's funny because I do hair as well. And I work at a salon, and that's actually at the salon. They have a really awesome waiting area that's like humongous, and it's super mid-century looking. The stairs are original, the lighting, it all looks very mid-century. And I remember when I first started, I'm like, man, I gotta take some pictures here. Like this staircase, the color, it's so dope. It's like matched my coat. You can't really see the stairs, but that's pretty much the colors that it was already there. So I wore the coat, and then Chris just kind of, I posted the photo, and then he just kind of saw it, and I think he just felt like inspired, like, let me just create something, which I love that it happened that way because it was so natural. So yeah, he ended up just incorporating like the color of the coat I was wearing and like made it pretty much the theme, the orange theme. And so I thought it was awesome that it just kind of all came together really nicely. So I definitely had a vision, but you know, having his touch definitely brought it to life for sure.
That's really cool. For me, as a collector, I kind of saw the transition from the previous SOLA releases where it was like a black cover and the standard black vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see this beautiful album cover. And
Oh,
then
thank
what I call is like the orange peach variant right here. And it kind of like, it meant something to me in the sense that, wow, Sola's trying to give us a message here. This is the first color variant. They're going maybe not in a different direction, but it's a new flavor, and it was very refreshing to see. So I think this turned out great. I really loved it. I love the details on back. For me, I love album art. I need something to envision, to hold on to, because 45s can be plain sometimes, and you end up just looking at the label. So I think, you know, the attention to detail, all the bells and whistles with this really gives more life to the music. And I think it's great that you got to play a part in carrying that out. Surely that's got to be an energizing feeling to have that much control or input
you. Hmm.
to, you know, the body of work when you're investing all this time in the music. To see it come full circle like that is great. My next question is for Adrian. Actually, I'm sorry, Jackie. So we've heard a bunch of music early on in the year. Where does this release with Sola kind of fit into that body of work? And what is your goal? What do you want to accomplish by like end of year with your sound and everything that you're pushing, the story that you're telling as a musician?
Um, so I do like this was like the first time I released the soul song that I wrote. But I definitely, you know, kind of did that direction because it's also something I love and I feel as a musician like I don't want to be put in a box. Like I obviously love doing ska music, reggae music, but I also love soul. So I feel like I'm kind of trying to break open the doors for myself and be like, all right, I'm gonna release a soul song now. Like I don't know how it's gonna be taken, but you know, I just don't want to put any limitations on myself as far as like, you know, what I'm writing. Obviously I feel always kind of stay in those genres. I mean, you never know, but I think my goal is just to keep writing music, and if it's soul or if it's reggae, I'm not really saying, oh, you know, I'm gonna do this now. It kind of just happens. Whatever comes to the table, I'm kind of down for it, and I think it's just all about releasing my own music and just like writing as much as I can and working with different people. I think is the really rewarding at the end, just to be able to have those experiences. So I think my goal is just to keep doing that, just working with different people, making music, and really enjoying it all together and trying to get, you know, my music out there for sure.
I love that, and it excites me because I always can't wait to hear more music. But you know, I'm very happy to celebrate the release of your 45, especially, you know, the song that you wrote yourself, Back Burner. This is a really big record. I think this is one that folks are going to want to put on their shelves. And if they know anything about Sola, they know that the records don't get repressed and they go sky high. So, you know, if you
You better
sleep,
get yours.
okay. So Adrian, you know, focusing back on you, man, I'm foaming at the mouth for music from you. You had a self-titled EP in 2020, and I keep hearing, I see little snippets from time to time, but tell us what's next for Adrian. You know, you had your solo deal, and now you're kind of in production. Which do you like more, and how do you see the rest of the year playing out?
Which do I like more? I mean, given the fact that we haven't been able to perform, you know, it was almost like it's either, you know, not do anything or do something else. So naturally, you know, I've been in here just recording, and I love it. You know, I love creating. I love collaborating. I love working with others, and then at the same time, you know, I love to just get on the stage and let loose, because it's just like another part of me, I think, that a lot of people haven't seen yet, but I look forward to the day when that comes. So I've got a song called Listen to My Heart Speak coming out. We shot a video. I have a special guest doing a cameo on it. So that's the next release for myself on Sola, with Please Don't Go as the B-side.
Okay.
And yeah, because people have been asking for that on Wax as well. So I threw it in, and then just music's always first. No matter in the studio or live, music's gonna be like there's like this whole other like side of business and things you gotta take care of. But I'm always gonna put music in the front. So a lot more music, working with new artists, um, and seeing just finishing out the year strong. So you will definitely be hearing a lot more.
Very cool. I'm excited about it. Okay, so we're going to move on to our RPM lightning round. So, folks, this is where I'm going to ask 10 questions, and the idea is that they will answer quickly. They're short answers, and this is just meant to be fun, kind of learn a little bit more about Jackie and Adrian. So, first off, doesn't matter who answers first. But
The race.
Is there a bell? Like,
Bing.
no, I'm kidding.
I've sent a list of feature requests to Instagram, but they haven't got back to me yet. So, musical inspiration growing up.
Michael Jackson.
I mean, I think the first person I think of is like No Doubt. They were like the first band I got into. It was like 10. So I'll probably go with them.
Okay, all right. What are you listening to right now?
Well, in my car, I was listening to a band called The Coat Hangers. They're like a girl punk band. They're pretty new. So I'll just say them because that's the last band I heard in my car.
The exciting sounds of the Minahan Street Band.
Yeah,
I've been on that record.
that is a great.
Oh, and I've been digging the Adrian Young album, the American Negro. That's pretty sick too.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. Check that. What's the last record you bought?
Maria Sanchez, the Dynamite 45.
Yeah, it's my girl. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I actually got off of Mango Hill recently. The Escapers, Shame on Love, because they re-released it, and the Lakesiders, Can't Fool Me Twice. I bought both of those 45s because they put them out again, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't get a chance to get them. So yeah, I love those songs. So those are the last ones I remember ordering. I think sometimes like I go on there and then I forget what I ordered. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. But that's what I think of.
Very cool. I love Mango Hill, so that's awesome. Okay, let's see. Now, Jackie, you are excused from this question, but Adrian, you're on the hook. Favorite album of all time?
Abbey Road.
Oh, okay.
Deal.
Are you sure you don't want to answer, Jackie?
That's too hard. I can't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Nope,
I
all
just cannot pick an album. Sorry, guys.
No, all good. I think I know the answer, but 45 or LP, which do you prefer?
LP.
LP.
Really? Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Black vinyl, colored vinyl.
If it sounds good on the groove, I don't care.
Yeah, it depends. I like both. I feel like I get either or.
I'll be honest with you. When I see black vinyl only, I like my heart sinks a little bit. But I get it. OGs like it. Not a big deal. Okay, favorite color?
Blue.
Mint green and orange.
Of mint green, and what a good combo.
Yeah, I love those colors.
Favorite dessert?
Ice cream.
Chocolate chip cookie.
Come on, give me
Mint
a,
and chip ice cream is my favorite ever. From Thrifty's ice cream.
okay, all right.
And I said chocolate chip cookie warmed.
Yes, I'm with you on that.
Oh, damn. I love chocolate chip cookies too. I could have a list, but I'll just say ice cream right now.
Favorite drink?
I thought of alcohol. Is that bad?
No, this is
I was like, because I don't drink soda really or juice.
you say Jack and Coke. It's your world.
Jameson and ginger ale on the rocks with lime. A lot of lime. Bomb.
Okay.
Ice vanilla cold brew with extra half and half.
Love it. Love it. Okay.
Thanks, Adrian. Making me look like an alcoholic.
Bacardi 151 and Monster.
Wow.
Damn.
Sugar full.
Why?
Just kidding.
Okay. What was the what's a favorite concert you've been to and why?
I think. Oh, go, Adrian.
You
You go.
I automatically thought of my first concert, which was a Kiss concert, because I was 13, and it blew my freaking mind, and it was crazy. And the Smashing Pumpkins opened. It was just a great first concert.
It's pretty
Okay.
good. I think for me, the one that pops in my head is probably it was at the Henry Fonda Theater, and it was a Reggae Legends show that Junior Francis, he's like a promoter from the scene, throws a lot of shows in LA specifically, and I think that was like one of the first times I seen Alton Ellis live, and the only time, because unfortunately, rest in peace, he passed away shortly after that. So I think to me that's so significant, and just being inspired by that music. I got to see a lot of amazing people that night. Derek Morgan, Alton Ellis, just a list of people. So I always remember that concert because my mom was telling me no, that I couldn't go because I was like pretty young, and I went anyway because I'm like, I was like almost crying, Mom, I have to go. You don't understand. Alton Ellis. Like, she didn't even know who the hell he was, but I'm like, I gotta go. Sorry, Mom, I love you, but peace out. I'm gonna go see him. I have no regrets.
Love that. Love that. I think for me, I got a chance. I never thought I would see Gil Scott-Heron perform. For those that don't know, jazz, soul. And he came to Portland. So my wife and I, she wasn't my wife at the time, but we drove to Portland. We got to basically sit on the floor right next to the stage and see him play The Bottle, which for me was like, you know, the pinnacle of all things. And concerts weren't really the same for me after that, because I just never thought it could be be as good as this. So that's why I think concerts are important. They can, influence us and really kind of be a long-term memory. We're coming to the end of the Fireside Chat, but as I do before we leave, tell us how we can find you on Instagram. Tell us where we can stream your music. And then let's just kind of remind everybody how they go about buying this must-have 45 from SOLA Records.
So you can find me on Instagram, obviously, under Jackie Mendez, Jackie_Mendez with 3 Z's. I'm also on Facebook under Jackie Mendez. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not as active on Facebook. I'm more active on Instagram. And as far as my music, it's on Spotify, iTunes, and hopefully Backburner will be on Spotify soon. It just takes a while to process. So, and Girls Have Feelings as well. So that's where you could find me. YouTube. And then
Same
the 40, and then the 45, if you go follow Sounds of Los Angeles, which you should, because they're releasing a bunch of awesome stuff right now, you would buy the 45 through them. And they have like all the information on there on how to purchase.
Very cool. Yeah, so as Jackie said, head over to SOLA on Instagram. I believe that the way you go about buying this is you will take their Sound of Los Angeles group music at yahoo.com, pay friends and family $30 plus $5 shipping. But definitely go to the page to just verify the email address. I'm a little fuzzy on that. Folks, this is a must-have. Double ask me. Shout out to Jackie Mendez, Adrian, Carmine. Special thanks to Ray and Manny from SOLA for acting with me, giving me the opportunity, and giving us some great music, folks.
Thank you for having me and Adrian on here.
You.
Thank you
so much. I hope it was fun, and it was an opportunity to kind of drive engagement with our friends that love the sound so much. Please go give a follow and definitely support. Check out the new record and cop the wax. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you.
Likewise.
And we got more.
Thank you everybody that tuned in and said hi and watched.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
guys. You're welcome.
I'll see you in the DMs.
All right. Have a good one. Bye.
Hey, everybody, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. If you missed it or you tuned in late, I'll have this available to stream on my account page. That's Waxvillain. Like I said, this is an awesome record. I was super hyped when I saw it. To me, this is a new chapter for SOLA Records. We've got new colors. We've got the first color variant from SOLA Records on this beautiful orange, translucent, peachy-like vinyl. I'm colorblind, so that's what I'm calling it. But I think this is a record to have. We've got Backburner Side A that was written by Jackie. Then we have Girls Have Feelings Just Like Boys Do. This is a cover of, let's see. Oh, I'm drawing a blank now. Let me see. Barbara Mason wrote it, and then Della Humphrey is who the song was for. Adrian raised the bar. Jackie took it to the next level. So go check that out. SOLA Records. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Manuel, Jackie, Adrian. It's been awesome. Waxvillain, Seattle, Washington.